this past weekend you saw The Flash.
I did see The
Came
Flash.
out. Ezra Miller, DC Universe. A lot of controversy around this movie with all of the Ezra Miller allegations and charges that he's been facing the last several years.
Yeah.
First of all, just your opinion of The Flash, but then also just the movie, within the movie and then without the movie, your opinion on it.
Yeah, so I have two articles that I'll go through here, and one has like all of Ezra Miller's controversies, and one of them has the all the controversies because The Flash has been in production for 10 years. And they started production in 2013, I believe, is when they announced The Flash. So go over all of that. But as a movie, I thought it was definitely entertaining. Ezra Miller toes the line of being extremely annoying and being funny. So it's kind of like he did it to a point where he was almost too annoying, but it was also funny enough. I thought
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was really good as Batman, as always. The opening sequence of this movie is awesome. Um, Kind of the middle part of the movie is really good because we get a solid hour of Michael Keaton as Batman. So all the action was on point. Thought it was a really solid movie. I wouldn't say it's amazing. I don't really have a desire to go back and watch it immediately. There are definitely some cameos. I won't spoil it, but from some people I really didn't expect. And then overall as a movie, I would say it lost some steam going into the third act. I'll probably watch it again at some point, but overall, it's definitely like a B plus plus movie.
Okay, that's awesome. And then kind of tell about the production hiccups throughout the last 10 years, but then also Ezra Miller. At one point, this movie, I believe, was going to be scrapped, especially with the Ezra Miller allegations. A lot of
Yeah.
people on Twitter were very unhappy with this. Do you like that they still went out and made the movie? Do you think that makes the movie funnier?
So they had no choice but to go out and make that because they had already filmed it and they went through so many reshoots that they legitimately could not recast Ezra Miller. So this was kind of a situation where they had to keep him into the movie. So this is kind of like all the controversies that Ezra Miller has had in this movie, which kind of it makes it funnier. I would say it definitely makes it funnier, especially with some of the lines he has in this movie and some of the things he does, especially relating to his controversies. But in June 2011 is where it all starts. Ezra Miller is charged with marijuana possession. Okay,
That's nothing. Whatever.
not too big there. And then April 2020, fast forward 7 years, Ezra Miller appears to choke a woman outside of a bar. In April 2020, a video surfaced online of Miller appearing to choke a woman at a bar in Iceland.
Okay, not what I expected.
That was a serious altercation at the bar. Okay, so marijuana possession, choke someone at a bar. In January of 2022, Ezra Miller delivers a cryptic message to the Ku Klux Klan on his Instagram.
Yeah, that's alarming. That's okay.
In a since deleted Instagram video posted on the 27th of January, Miller appeared to threaten a member of the Ku Klux Klan chapter in North Carolina.
Okay.
He said, "Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns, okay?" Okay, so he had to delete that. I could see how that's I don't I'm not like against threatening the Ku Klux Klan. I think that's good, but I could see why that's controversial in Hollywood. And then March 2022, Ezra Miller is charged with disorderly conduct and harassment. Um, let's see. It was at a karaoke bar in Hawaii,
Ugh,
according to news release in Hawaii Police Department.
curse
Op-
those karaoke bars in Hawaii.
yeah. Ezra Miller began yelling obscenities at one point, grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke, and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts.
Damn. That's this guy doesn't sound stable.
Just imagine Ezra Miller at your local karaoke bar, and then he also threw a chair at someone. Okay.
This guy's nuts.
And then March 2022, Ezra Miller gets a restraining order filed against him. Ezra Miller burst into a bedroom. Okay. And he threatened the alleged male victim by saying, "I will bury you and your slut wife." Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay, so he broke into someone's house and yelled at them.
Called him his wife a slut. That's awesome.
And then April 2022 again, Ezra Miller is arrested on a second-degree assault charge.
He just loves to commit assault, apparently.
Yeah, during the course of the investigation, police department determined that the individual later identified as Ezra Miller became irate after being asked to leave and reportedly threw a chair, striking a 26-year-old female on the forehead, resulting in an approximate half-inch cut on her forehead.
Fucking Christ.
So this is all in the span of 3 months, the past stuff I've been like reading over. And then June 20, still in 2022. This is where it gets weird.
Quarantine fucked this man up.
Ezra Miller is accused of grooming.
Oh.
According to a court document filed on June 7th in Standing Rock. Let's see. Attorney, activist Chase. Okay, so he's grooming a 12-year-old. The parents claim that Ezra Miller groomed their child from the age of 12 after taking an immediate and apparently innocent liking to them. Okay.
Interesting wording there.
June 2022, still in 2022.
We're not even fully halfway through 2022.
Yeah. Another parent comes forward with allegations against Ezra Miller, so still in the grooming thing. Okay, so he's a groomer. Or I believe he's a they now. They is a groomer. Yeah, is that Day's,
sure.
Day's a groomer?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. August 2022, Ezra Miller is accused of burglary. Miller was accused of burglarizing a home in Vermont where they allegedly stole several bottles of alcohol. So he broke into someone's house, even though he's in The Flash, one of these big
Millionaire.
$100 million movies, definitely a millionaire at this point. He broke into someone's house and stole alcohol.
Yikes. Okay. We're still in 2022.
August 2022, Vermont State Police try to serve an emergency care order to a mother staying at Ezra Miller's home. Okay. August 22 again, Miller reveals they're seeking treatment for complex mental health issues. Okay.
Yeah.
He's seeking some help now. Okay.
Good.
And then October 17th, Ezra Miller pleads not guilty to burglary charges in Vermont. January 13th, Ezra Miller pleads guilty to a misdemeanor and begins a 1-year probation. Okay, so they gave him probation. And then April 24th, 2023, the Flash director addresses Ezra Miller's controversies. Okay.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot to unpack there. Damn. I don't know if there's going to be a Flash 2.
Probably not.
I don't see that happening here. Grooming, KKK, sexual assault, domestic assault, burglary. That's a lot of Infinity Stones on the old Ezra Miller. So yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know all these things about him, but don't know if I'm going to see the movie, but we'll see. Yikes, damn. Well, glad that he's getting help. That's good.
Yeah, that's good. And then, so The Flash, I have an article here, but I know off the top of my head. So they've been in production since 2013, and it was originally supposed to be a buddy cop comedy with him and Cyborg. And then originally to write the script was going to be Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They were the ones who brought us 21 and 22 Jump Street. So I thought that could have been a good fit. And then they went through some reshoots. They lost the writers, so they got taken off, and then they had to get some new writers, and then went through 4 or 5 directors, and then they changed the concept of the movie to Flashpoint in 2016, which was supposed to be he runs back in time, and then he creates an alternate timeline where the Amazonians and the Atlanteans are at war, so he would have seen Aquaman fighting Wonder Woman. So that probably would have been a really cool movie. And then in 2018, they announced Michael Keaton was returning as Batman. So it went through all of this process. They announced it in 2013, and then they didn't start shooting the movie until 2021. So this movie, not only do you have all of those controversies we just went over with Ezra Miller, you have them going through about 3 different writers, 5 different directors, changing the plot of the movie 3 times. And then now they're kind of just resetting the timeline. This is probably the Flash and Blue Beetle are the last of the Zack Snyder DC universe, and now we're moving into James Gunn, who's rebooting the DCU, making some changes there. So this is kind of like the end of the DC universe and kind of how cursed it was. But from 2013 all the way to 2023, this was originally supposed to come out right before Justice League, I believe, which was 2017.
Woof. That's tough.
So yeah, that is The Flash. Is the movie as good as all of the controversies? No, but this is one of those movies that it's gone through so many different things. Ezra Miller has gone through so many different controversies. They end up keeping him on. They spent way too much money to even be able to scrap the movie, and they just had to put it out. And then poor return at the box office. Doesn't look like they're gonna be making their money back. Maybe they'll break even when it goes on streaming. But yeah, that's The Flash.